Hey guys, it's Kugli again with another ROM review, and this time I've got the Nitrogen ROM on Android Pie for the OnePlus 3, so stay tuned for that. So guys, the Android Pie based Nitrogen ROM. Nitrogen ROM was a formidable ROM in the OnePlus 3 scene. It is an amazing ROM. Ever since Oreo came out, I mean, the NitrogenOS on Oreo was one of the most desirable ROMs for anyone to use. And well, on Android Pie also, from what I have seen, it is pretty good. Let's get started. Now, first of all, what you would see here is the launcher. Now, this one comes with this launcher. You have the quick step launcher, which is pretty cool. It does come with this sort of a recent menu, which is there. You can also disable that by disabling quick step, so that's there. Let's go to the settings page. In the settings page, in the about phone page, you can see NitrogenOS, so that is what it is. About phone page, you can see it is October 5 security patches. The kernel version is a specialized kernel, that is 8.18.123. That is the latest version of the kernel, which is pretty cool. And the build number is this one, 3.9 or whatever you want to call those. So that is it. In the extra stuff, now NitrogenOS has been one of the more feature-rich ROMs which was ever built, or which was there on the beginning of Oreo releases, and in Pi release also. It's not as feature-rich as some of the other ROMs, well, namely Havoc and MSN Extended, but it does have quite a lot of features. Most of the features are inside the personalization option, which I will get to later, but for now, here are the feature lists. So let's get started now. First of all, VoLTE does work out. I have been using VoLTE and it just works, so you don't need to worry about that. For the battery options, everything works, no problem. Display options, in the display options you do have brightness slider. Brightness options are available. Night light can be enabled. Font size, display size can be customized. Font size, there are only 3 options, which is kind of a bummer, but hey, it is what it is. Ambient display options, always on and new notification can be enabled. It does have a device theme. As you can see, I have selected dark mode. It only changes the dark status bar stuff. It's not true dark mode, which I'll discuss more in the aesthetics section. Let's get to the personalization stuff, where all the extra stuff resides. In the status bar option, you do have enabler for status bar icon. You can customize that. Battery icon can be customized. You do have options for all of these options. Not the most feature rich, but still it is something better than nothing. ADB notification, network traffic indicator can be customized, and you can also have the threshold auto hide, which is pretty cool. Quick setting panel can be customized. It does have opacity customization. Brightness slider can be enabled, disabled, and at the bottom or at the top it can be customized. Vibrate on touch. Also, the brightness slider settings, the icon, number of icons and number of column rows can be customized from here. Even the quick setting, that is the small quick setting column, can be customized, which is pretty cool. All of these icons are available, which these are all the ones which I have enabled, and it has been working out really well for me, so just for your information. Apart from that, in the button section, in the buttons of customization, you do have volume rocker controls, you do have keyboard cursor control and playback control, which are basically what I would like to have in a keyboard control, the volume rocker control, so it's there. External touch, button touch, all of these options are available for the keys. Back button, home button and menu button is customizable. You do have options for all of these options, which is AOSP based. Navigation bar options are available. You can customize that. You can change the layout of it. Pretty nice to have. Gesture option, it does have AOSP gestures. Jump to camera by double tapping the power button, so you do have that. It does work out really well. Swipe up from home screen, which is the quick step option, and prevent ringing by pressing the volume up and power button. Navigation gestures are available, which can be enabled by disabling the hardware keys and using the navigation keys. Screen off power button torch can be enabled by long pressing the power button when the screen is off. Also, automatically turn off can be customized from here. Double tap to sleep on the status bar, and lock screen can be enabled from here, which is pretty nice. Now, in the lock screen options, you can enable all of these options. You do have a lock screen charging information, fingerprint authentication, vibration, face auto unlock is available, which is pretty cool. Media cover out is available, which does work out really well. Now, power menu options, you can customize what all stuff appears, so that's pretty nice to have. Nothing special going on though. Notification options, you do have heads up display, and heads up options can be customized. You do have timeout and snooze timer for heads up, which does work out really well. I'm really a big fan of that. Battery changing options, charging light options, you can customize that. It does have the 4 color option. Notification light can be customized, which is the Oreo style one, which I'm not a huge fan of, but still what it is there. Vibrate on connect, all of these options are available. Noise notification if screen is on is also available, which you can customize. Miscellaneous options, you do have a clock blocker, alarm blocker, app ops is available if you want to customize the permissions of each and every application. Smart Pixel applications is available, you can customize that. It works. I'm not a huge fan of that. It doesn't really work out for me better, so I just keep it down. In the device feature options, it does have the OnePlus stuff. You have off-screen gestures, double tap to wake can be enabled from here. It does work out really well. Vibration strength can be customized from here. Slider position can be customized. It is not the awesome sliders which you might have seen with other ROMs, but it's okay. It does come with a high brightness mode toggler, but it does not have a high brightness mode toggle on the status bar UI, which I mean, I think it misses the point of having a toggler here and not having a icon on the status bar, so it's kind of there. Ambient display options, pick up, wake up, and hand waves sensor options are available, and you can enable that from here, which is pretty cool. And that is it in the personalization extra settings. As I've already said, this is fairly feature rich ROM, but considering other ROMs have made its way onto OnePlus 3 with a lot more features, it may not be that big, or it may not be at that level right now. So that's just how it is. But still, I would consider these amount of features or these settings, like especially the quick setting controls for the quick setting panel, which is really something I would consider as essential to be better than what CR Droid gave us. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10 for features. Now the battery life. The battery life has been pretty okay for me. I've been getting pretty nice battery life. At the end of the day, I'm left with about 30% of battery life, which is pretty nice to have. With ESA File Explorer or EX Kernel Manager, I've been getting about 1.2% idle drain and active drain of just under 14%. So I consider that a very good battery life for a device which is about 2 years old. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for battery. Now the performance of the ROM. The performance of the ROM is pretty good. This is the highest score which I've received on any Pi based ROM. So the average score was about 158,886. This is the last score which I got, and that is, as I've already said, highest score which I've received in any of the Pi ROMs which I've tested. So that has to amount for something, right? And also, well, a lot of people have requested me to play this game during the performance test. It is the PUBG mobile game, which is, I guess it's quite quite intimidating, or quite a bit more demanding of the phone's hardware, but for the most part it does work out really well. I didn't really find any differences between the ROMs, but I can say that the one time I played it on this ROM, I do feel that there is a little less stuttering than anything else. So that is how it is. So here is the game. As you can see, I am able to use all of this. I'll be just starting something because I've just created a character and I don't even know how to play this because I'm not a huge PUBG player. So yeah, so there you have it. That is PUBG, and I am playing PUBG now, and I'm not really sure how to play this again. So yeah, everything works. I don't really have any issues with that. I hope you can see that the frame rates are not 60 FPS. Of course, it's not on a 2-year-old phone, but hey, it is cool enough. So guys, there you have it. That is the PUBG experience on this phone. It's pretty good. I really like it. The performance, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for performance because it is the highest one which I've got in Pi. The stability of the ROM, I personally did not have any crashes or any issues with this ROM. Anyways, if ULT was working, I did not have any issues with that. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10 for stability. Now the camera package with which it comes is the basic camera application. Nothing special, it just works. I can take photographs, I can take videos. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 for camera. Now the aesthetics of the ROM. Let's just say that the aesthetics of the ROM is not as customizable as any other ROM right now. As I've already told you guys, the dark mode in this one is pretty minimal. You can just change the dark mode here, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else changes. But on the flip side, one thing is that all of this is not dark and not working. So that is there, and you still get a dark mode, which is kind of a dark mode. You can still use substratum, and that will work out really well. So yeah, I'm not really sure if I like that or not, but it's definitely better than the one which I've seen on Havoc. But nonetheless, in terms of customization or the power of choice, it doesn't really fare a lot well. I'm gonna give it a 5.2 out of 10 for aesthetics. Now the overall experience. This is where this ROM makes it for me. I've been using Nitrogen ROM as a daily driver before on the audio series, and I've really grown attached to it. The simplicity offered, yes, it's not the most feature rich ROM, but it is one of the most performing ROMs and one of the most stable ROMs available for our device. It is very good as a daily driver, more so than other feature rich ROMs like Havoc or MSM Extended, which may have issues here and there. If you are someone who don't want to mess around with those, just go for Nitrogen ROM because it is amazing. The developer is great and it just works out really well, so I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10 for the overall experience. Now let me show you guys the boot animation, which is pretty cool, but same if you have seen the Oreo one. Here is the boot animation for NitrogenOS. As I've already said, this is going to be the same as the older one from Oreo space, so yeah, there you have it. That is NitrogenOS. So yeah, I forgot, it doesn't have fingerprint unlock on boot, so I will have to enable this thing. So there you have it, that is Nitrogen ROM, and I really like this ROM. If someone wants their phone or someone wants a ROM, they don't care about features, they care about performance, stability and battery life, just go for Nitrogen. It's an amazing ROM and I just like it. So yeah, the overall score is going to be about 6.536787565, which is going to be 6.5 out of 10, and that is a very good score, at least in the current marking of ROM. So yeah, I guess how much is it about the ROM then. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.